then...
Fuck.
All right. So,
What?
okay. You all right?
No,
fuck.
That's gonna be my thing. Oh shit, I wasn't ready.
All right. Intro.
Logan,
He
are you ready?
wasn't ready. Kevin Hart reference.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this new podcast that is not named. And at the time of this coming out, you're right? If you are listening to this podcast, it will have a name more than likely, or it might not. You know, it's a whole bunch of things. And we're starting off strong with some air horns and everything else is happening. And
He really wishes he had 4 quarters. He's just so angry about it.
I came into the radio station. Everybody was there. I asked for 4 quarters. I was hungry, guys. Okay.
So am I.
Nobody has 40 quarters, and we live in the 21st century.
Well, because quarters are like...
That's why we don't have quarters. Is it's the year 2015?
You don't carry around change anymore.
They're heavy.
And I have
I
like my
mean-
credit cards on my cell phone.
See, this
my
is
gosh,
America.
This
This
is how
isn't
bad
like...
our generation's gonna get. They just might as well stop producing change because
They
Well, because-
should. It costs
like-
money to make change. Like,
But
you
nothing-
could save that money.
Nothing costs just like 25, except for like vending machines. Vending machines are like the only, and like gum machines, all that stuff is like the
Yeah.
only real use for coins anymore.
I mean, all we have here, unless like all we have here is like quarters and like vending machines. I only take quarters, so like we're always just like,
See, coins just
they don't
suck in
have to-
America.
They don't even put dollar slots in there. We can't
Thanks,
even use
Pepsi.
our dollars.
I know. I had the same problem
Like,
the other day. I wanted
I'm
to go
like,
get like a
wow.
candy bar, but no, it's only quarters.
I wonder if we could go to Pepsi on behalf of the school and tell them to come fix this machine.
Can we do
I
that?
wish.
Can we
because
like do one of the
We have
like
a defect product here.
Yeah.
Like,
let's start a Kickstarter.
what are we doing here? What's going on? But that's none of my business.
Can we get one of those like really nice like dispensing things that like Wendy's and stuff get now, where you can get like all the different flavors of like Dr. Pepper and stuff?
When did they start doing that?
You never seen one of those?
No.
They have them
I
like
never heard
I
of
think
that.
they have them at a lot. You've never seen those?
No.
Logan, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they have them on Five Guys.
Exactly, that's what I just said. They're like, okay, so it's like, it looks like a soda machine. Actually, it doesn't look like a soda machine at all. It's this gigantic like Coke thing, and I think only Coke does it. It's this giant octagonal.
It's a soft drink dispenser with a touch screen that it has 40 base drinks. Then for each base drink, you could add in flavors like vanilla, cherry, orange. So you can make vanilla cherry Coca-Cola or grape Sprite or anything like that.
Oh my lord.
So since
As Nick is calling.
Yeah, Nick is
Walker.
calling. I'm not gonna answer it right now. I assume that he's gonna come up to the door at some point. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I think,
In
unless
a
he just
belly
keeps
shirt
calling.
because he was at
In
the
a belly
etiquette
shirt.
dinner.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because apparently belly shirts and we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, so the giant soda machine is awesome because vanilla Dr. Pepper is not really a thing anymore, and that's the only place
Was
you
it
can get
ever
it.
a
now.
thing?
Yes, it was.
It was for a bit.
Vanilla Pepsi. And
No, vanilla
Coke.
Dr.
Vanilla
Pepper.
Pepsi? I must have been living under a rock because I've never heard any.
You were
Dude, they had
both
Crystal
living
Pepsi
under a rock.
back in the 90s.
Well, I was born in '94, so I wouldn't know.
Well, early.
The 2000s was my life.
Maybe
Yeah.
you've heard of Crystal Pepsi?
No,
It
I've
was
heard.
Clear Pepsi.
I've heard the name.
Clear Pepsi.
Did it taste like
The only thing I
Pepsi?
remember is like,
Yeah.
I remember when
It
Coke
tasted like
Coke
Pepsi.
used to be actual Coca-Cola, so that's why everybody was so addicted.
It was made
to
with
it.
cocaine.
Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't
exactly. I
okay.
know.
That's a common misconception. Yes, technically it was like the coca plant or whatever it is called that cocaine comes from, but it wasn't like at the Coke factory. They asked like what's his name from Scarface to come in with a giant pile of cocaine and they just pour it into the Coca-Cola batch.
Scarface?
Yeah, what's his name?
Scarface from Scarface?
Oh, was his name Scarface? I thought his name was something else.
That's Crystal Pepsi.
Wait, I want to see.
Looks
Oh,
like
wow.
water.
Tastes like Pepsi.
Ew.
It's like Pepsi.
So like
It didn't last long.
I imagine
Yeah,
it's
man.
gross.
People are freaked out by it.
Introduced in 92 and discontinued in 93.
It barely had a life. Like that's
It's like
pretty
one of those
short.
things where it's like it looks like something but it tastes like something else and it's just the weirdest thing ever. Like that
Caffeine free.
Oh, so that's
I
like
wonder why Pepsi wanted to make that.
why didn't they
There
just
used to
make
be
Maybe they were experimenting, probably.
There used to
Probably
be
the best
chocolate
bet.
Pepsi.
Maybe to like
Ugh.
show that it was caffeine free. Like, hey, look how clear it is.
That's wow.
like it's clear and but caffeine's not like opaque. Is
They're
it?
Remember
grabbing
Pepsi Blue?
Grabbing
Anybody?
straws.
Pepsi Blue?
No.
Vaguely.
Was it blue?
Yeah, it was berry flavored
Oh.
Pepsi.
No, it was green.
That
It's,
just
it's
sounds
like
good.
those new Mountain Dews.
But the Mountain
Yeah.
Dews are actually good though.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Which Mountain Dew do you like? I like
I like the blue
the
voltage.
orange one.
Mountain
What's the
Dew
orange
makes me
one? Live
sick,
Wire.
so I don't.
I like whatever the white one is that looks like dish detergent water. It's like cherry or something.
keep tapping you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
Why?
There was the best Mountain
Power
Dew flavor,
something?
also the worst. The Doritos flavored Mountain Dew. They called it Dew-itos. And
Yeah, they did.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure it was just a
Did they
publicity
discontinue
thing.
it? Because I've not seen that.
I don't
was
think it was
Call
a
of
real
Duty
thing.
thing.
But they legitimately made it, and it was I watched it, like I looked at it poured into a cup, and it looks orange, and when the person took a drink of it, they said it tasted like liquid Doritos, and that just sounds like something out of a horror movie. I can't even, how does that even, ugh.
It's good for washing down your Taco Bell Locos Tacos.
Oh,
I've never had one of those.
They're not that great.
They're
I
not
don't
that
like
great.
Taco Bell.
I don't even like
Taco Bell
Taco
doesn't
Bell.
fill me up at all.
While
McDonald's,
we're on, I was just gonna get to McDonald's. They've had a lot of failed marketing ploys.
Who, Taco Bell?
No,
Mountain Dew.
McDonald's has.
Oh.
I'm looking at it on the Mighty Wings. Remember?
oh, that was.
They had those.
I knew from the first time I saw that commercial, I was like, I am never gonna eat those, and I never did.
They actually had pizzas, McPizza.
Ugh.
They still serve it in some places.
Some places they do in the 80s
Right.
and 90s. They had the McHot Dog.
They're really grabbing at straws here.
This they don't make these anymore.
Thank
It's
goodness.
too bad.
Mixed spaghetti.
Ugh.
Which I'll show you a picture here. There's a mixed spaghetti right there.
Ew. It looks like
You know what
cafeteria
sucks?
food.
You know what sucks is
It
when you
does.
see the commercials. The commercials look better than the actual food than when you get it. And I'm
Hula
That's,
like,
that's
burger.
how everything looks.
I'm like,
The
oh my
hula
gosh.
burger.
What's a hula burger?
The Hula Burger was McDonald's failed option for Catholics who couldn't eat meat during Lent on Fridays.
Don't they already
The sandwich
have?
combined pineapple and melted cheese. This predates the filet of fish sandwich.
I'm
Now,
about
why
to
in the
say,
world
because
would
they
you
already
mess up
have
a
a...
perfectly good sandwich with pineapple.
The McLean, which is 91% fat-free,
Oh.
which actually would not be bad, but to make up for the absence of fat, the burger was infused with water and seaweed extract.
Ew. Wait, seaweed's like...
It's a vegetable.
Oh, no.
McDLT, or any...
Yeah, what happened to that? That sounds like a perfectly reasonable idea. All you have to do is just toast some bread, put some BLT on a sandwich.
But think about the fact that it's fast food. So it's like it's like bacon microwave for 30 seconds and a piece of old
Taco Bell
lettuce.
had a hamburgers at one point.
Ew.
The Taco
Why?
Bell, the
They're not
Taco
even
Bell
good at the burger
beefer,
business.
and the Taco
Ew.
Bell seafood salad. But you can imagine how that one went over.
Taco Bell had Choco Tacos for a while.
Did you see
That was it.
the picture of the person who went to... they were like discussing like people who like go to fast food restaurants and like order like the vegetarian option or whatever that is, but it's like all they do is just order the burger and say don't put the meat on it. So someone got like a thing from Taco Bell and said only have the meat, so they did the exact opposite, and there was just like 5 specks of beef on it. I don't have
Wow.
the picture anymore. If I knew what to Google,
Perhaps the worst PR thing you could ever do is name McDonald's had the McAfrica, which was the
Dear-
McAfrica contained pita with beef, cheese, lettuce, and tomato. It was an enormous PR disaster.
well, I mean,
They pulled the sandwich after a couple weeks.
their first problem
Clearly
was
it
calling
is.
it the McAfrica.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
even understand.
that sounds like a good sandwich.
Yeah,
It does. Don't call it the McAfrica, for Christ's sake.
that's why they called it a PR disaster, not just an overall disaster. Because it's still McDonald's, so it still probably tasted bad, but it sounds good, I guess.
Well,
McDonald's
different
is
McDonald's around the
okay.
world have different things, so that's
Yeah,
that's another interesting
Oh, they
thing
had
about like McDonald's.
McLobsters,
It's
too.
like
they're in like Italy. Italy. They have like a. Do you? Is he coming in? What's
Hey.
happening?
Nick Eiginger might be coming in here as Malusi.
He just did this in the last podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Like you just
You have to open the door. It's locked.
Are you in a
You're
belly
going to have to move
shirt?
the stool.
I think it's likely that we might just cut that out of the final
Probably.
product.
Yep.
Anyway, as I was-
McLobsters,
Oh,
they're still being served up in Atlantic Canada. I've had one,
Ew.
and they're actually not bad.
what, in Canada?
Well, you have to think, Nova Scotia's right on the water, right on the Atlantic Ocean.
It's cheaper for him to
And
get
it's cheaper
seafood
for them to
than-
get the lobster, so they still do it. It's like the McRib up there, like the McRib here.
Is that even still in? The
Yeah,
McRib?
I mean, yeah. It's
Oh my
only
God,
available
McRib.
for like a couple months, like 2 or 3 months, and then they discontinue it.
Oh,
I heard why they make more money When it's only a limited time offering, they make more money
because
from it.
Like I worked at McDonald's. I think you said you've.
I worked
at
at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's awful.
But I was there when the McRib. When I was there when the McRib just came back. It was horrible.
I was there for the McRib.
My favorite thing. Did you guys hear about the all breakfast menu that they're trying to do? Did you guys hear about that?
All breakfast.
All day
breakfast
breakfast
all
menu?
day.
All breakfast all day. Yeah, that's what it was.
That would have been terrible because I worked at McDonald's, and when they were telling us this, because the way that like breakfast works and stuff is that it's all, there's like I don't maybe it's different for other McDonald's, but we had like one grill that had like 2 big presses that came down,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had a smaller grill with 3 smaller ones that came down.
Yep, that was at mine.
And so we'd have like one would be for like some certain kind of chicken, and the other ones would be for patties and like all that stuff. And the way that breakfast would work was one would be cooled down constantly so that we could cook eggs on it, and then we had the other ones for like sausage and bacon and all that. So how would all day breakfast work if you couldn't cook the eggs because you'd constantly be reheating the big oven? And
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
unless they would like come through and like redo the whole McDonald's and add more like a breakfast section.
No, they'll just do the food really horribly and then stop after a few weeks.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, every
that's what
time
it'd
I
be.
eat McDonald's, I feel like I put on like 30 pounds.
I don't need McDonald's, dude. When I work there,
It's been a
so
while.
when I worked there, one of the because our manager looked like she really liked McDonald's.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna
look like me because I'm
no
fat.
like it's hard to describe her in words because words aren't big enough to.
Describe
Anyway,
her.
yeah. So she like I was working there, and I usually didn't like talk a whole lot because I just wanted to get in, work, and just be done because I was already miserable and I didn't want to talk to these people.
How long did you work there?
I worked there for almost a year.
I went for like 6 months, and then I started like in August, and this was senior year of high school, and my grades were like really bad because I worked. They would work me, like as soon as I got out of school, which was like at 2:30, I'd get out of school, because seniors got out early. They don't do that now at my high school because they're dickheads, but it's
At least you got it.
yeah.
That's all that matters.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, if you went to my school, you'd understand. It's very conservative
Very
area.
dickheadish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they would work me at like 2:45 or 3 o'clock, and I'd be going till 9.
Oh,
And dude, I couldn't do homework. I was exhausted when I got home.
I know.
So I told my mom, I have to stop this because my grades were suffering. And
Can't argue
that's
with
how
that.
I got here.
That's how we
Guess
got
that's
here.
a pretty
Hey.
good reason.
But,
That's an absolutely good reason.
But when I worked there, because apparently I don't know what she expected.
Well, you work in a bigger city, so that had to be more torturous.
It was pretty bad. It was I don't know compared like how it would be for different places. It was kind of like there would be a new person every week because everyone was kind of expendable to them, so they didn't really care.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But they didn't, like, give
Places like that,
ridiculous
they don't give
hours
a- they don't
because-
give a damn.
Because I guess the way they thought of it, more people that could screw them over. I don't know. So, but the manager came up to me and said, "What's your favorite like burger or sandwich here?" And I'm like, I don't really eat McDonald's." She's like, "What do you mean?" I mean, I just don't really like fast food in general, not McDonald's or anything. She's like, "So why do you work here?" Because you hired me.
Five letters, MONEY.
Yeah. I just said like
You ever
because
do
you
that?
hired me, and then she like
Dollar bills.
she looked at me for a second like, oh, and then she just like went back into her office and just like started eating French fries, and I don't know what she did. It was just a really awkward moment for her where I kind of
You
like
know what? Like really.
That
grinds
horn was
my
for
gears?
dollar bills, y'all.
dollar bills, y'all. What were you saying?
When job interviewers ask you, "Oh, why do you want to work here?" and you have to give like a politically
very
correct
PC
PR
answer.
and you're just like, "Why do you work here?" You know what I mean? Like, I think we're working for the same reason.
You know what? If you'd asked that, I bet they would hire you because they probably never get asked that. Why do you work here?
Yeah, but I think they would also be like,
Or they'd be
okay,
like, oh, he's sassy.
"Yeah, he doesn't listen well to
They can't
directions."
handle
Not
that
this one.
sass.
Yeah, we need somebody who's obedient and loyal. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Why do you work here, Mike? Why do you work here?
I don't know. There's no money
I don't
in radio.
technically work here. I don't get paid.
All right, well,
I don't know why I work here at the station.
I don't
There's
know.
no money.
There's no money in
There's
radio,
no money
ladies
in
and gentlemen.
radio. There is money in radio, actually.
If you're Howard Stern.
Yeah, you have to be really good at it. Just kind of like anything else.
I work here because of fine people like you that are in this
Aw.
booth.
I work here because, I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know.
What? Okay, so the question is, so if you're when you're in an interview, and they ask you why do you want to work here, usually why do you say?
My PC answer is that this job offers me a good opportunity to better myself, both personally and professionally, and I feel like this company would really give me that gateway to future success.
That sounds like a mission statement.
Yeah.
He just crushed that interview, though.
Yeah,
You
did.
just got hired.
You nailed it.
Logan, why do you want to work here?
I want to be able to apply the skills that I've learned from my previous work experiences and my education into a position where I could do the most good.
Can I rescind mine?
Oh my god.
No, you already got
No,
hired. You don't need to say it
my
anymore.
other go-to is dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, that's a good one. You don't even say it. You just kind of pull out like a box that just has recording when you press the button and it just starts playing this.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Malusi, why do you want to
Tuesday.
work here?
It gives me a great opportunity at succeeding in a position that I think I could have great success at. I think I would be a valuable asset to your company, and I could give you some bright ideas on how to move forward with the progress and success of your company.
Maybe the Career Center will pick us up as their podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The official
The Career
podcast
Center
of the Career
podcast.
Center.
Don't hug me, I'm hired.
Don't hire me or do hire me. I'm scared.
Yeah, do hire me, I'm scared. There you go.
I think when I went to the McDonald's one, my answer was like half like serious, and then near the end, I just kind of like zoned out, just went in like autopilot, which was probably not good, but it must have been because I got hired somehow. But then it's McDonald's, so their expectations.
Why'd
were
you
probably pretty
leave? That was
low. I
Just
didn't want
got
to
tired
work.
of it?
I didn't want to work there anymore.
He was like, man, life has to be better than this.
Like-
did you get another job after that? Or
Not for like another year. I didn't even really. I remember what it was. I told them that I was gonna take a break for a little while
It's
to like
not
finish
you,
up
it's
like
me.
graduating. I was gonna finish
He's
up
a
graduating
break.
high school,
It's really you, though.
and then I just never came back.
do you work anywhere on campus? Do any of you guys work anywhere on campus?
I worked
No.
at the Kovalchik Center for a little while.
So you
Kovalchik?
Yeah.
you don't now work anywhere
yeah,
on campus.
why'd you leave that?
No,
'Cause it seems like a cherry gig, bro.
Because you just
I
didn't
d-
want to.
I don't know how much like I'm allowed to
What'd you
say
do?
considering where.
Just say what
I
you
didn't
did.
do anything. What do you mean?
No, what'd you do at the KCH?
All I
was
did
your
was just kind of
job?
stand at a door and tell old people not to go through it.
It's pretty simple.
I would just stand there for like 2 basketball
And you
games and go
left
home.
that?
Well, okay, see, there's more to it, but I like. You don't think they're gonna listen to this, right?
I
mean,
Uh,
If I have to ask
yeah,
that,
no,
if I have
no,
to ask
yeah.
that, then I'm probably not gonna say it. So I'm not. I'm not gonna.
redacted.
Yeah.
Redacted.
It was
here.
kind of keep that. Keep
There,
that to
there was
yourself.
just some things, and it was just kind of annoying, so I left, and that was it. That's all we
Okay.
need to say.
There you go.
Do you work anywhere on campus?
You were locked. Me?
Yeah.
I work at the Pen.
Do you?
Yeah.
What? Really?
That's how I get my alcoholic beverage money.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good place
Yeah.
to do that.
Can I say that?
I think
mean,
so.
If we're gonna bash a large arena that's near near this campus,
I did stop myself though. You're 21 though, right?
I am 21.
All right, so then you're fine. You're fine. We just
Yeah.
can't condone that technically.
No, that's I get
Yes, you
a
can.
around.
Can we?
I get
I don't
around.
think we can.
I get around $10 an article that I write. So
Oh, you write articles.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How did I never know this?
We can condone it. He's 21. He works at a job which pays him for that job,
Right.
and then he spends the money as he wants to.
All right, then we condone it.
I mean, honestly, would you save $10 or would you just put it in your pocket and go buy something?
I
I'd
mean,
probably-
realistically, I would save it because I'm broke. But that's just me.
Ask him if they could pay you in quarters.
Well, I also
Please.
I also
yo.
worked for a hockey team. I saved
Yeah.
that money, but I put that in my savings, which I don't touch.
Oh.
So, hence why I'm hungry and I don't have meal plan and I can't go buy anything.
Welcome to the
Maybe
club.
we shouldn't be talking about food.
But
Why are you hungry?
Yeah, I'm.
No,
really
they
hungry.
are.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
starving.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
but no,
I know where you work though.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I work for the Pen. I'm wrapping things up there now. I only have 4 weeks left to be here.
No. I don't want to hear it. Trying to put
Yeah.
my fingers
Walker,
in my ears
you're-
doesn't work because I'm wearing headphones.
When I leave,
I'm gonna be sad.
when I graduate, I want you at my graduation on May 9th.
I won't be here.
Oh, that's right.
He just said he wants you here, though.
Yeah, but
Let's move up the
You-
doors.
I'll cry and I'll get sad and I'll make a scene and
Do you make a scene?
You really
what?
won't.
Never. But never.
I want Nick said he's gonna be here.
If Nick comes, maybe.
I think Nick said he's.
I think he did
I mean,
say he's
maybe I don't know.
Are you walking? Or are you going? Oh, you're on December.
December.
I mean, he always walks. I mean, that's how he gets places.
Yeah.
Sassy.
Walker always
I can
gets
see
really
it.
antsy when I talk about graduation.
I don't want to like. See, this is what happens.
But
And-
here's
I'll still
the thing.
be here.
You
yeah, you'll be
I'll
here.
still be here.
you only got to know me this semester. So what's the
I
problem?
know. That's my problem. Is that like that's happened last year with
No.
Noel and like Ryan and John. I didn't get to know them until like they were graduating. So it's like, oh, there was like,
all over again.
oh,
Yeah.
you're like Noel all over again. You gotta stop.
Everyone you love just leaves you.
And Logan, you're leaving next
Yeah,
semester.
I am.
But I would
Yeah,
do
sad.
anything
Man,
for
I know.
love.
Mostly,
Like
it's
that.
gonna be just me and you.
Yeah.
Embrace. It's supposed to be an embrace.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, see?
Absolutely.
We're gonna be like best friends. I mean, except for
I mean,
Nick,
we pretty
so
much see each other like at least 5 times.
Depending
a
on
week,
if I get a
so-
job or not, I will definitely be up for homecoming.
You better.
But that I'm not coming
Oh
up anyway.
wait, I don't
after
do
that.
anything for homecoming.
I mean,
I might come to graduation, but other than that, there's no point. I might. I don't know.
Mike, I'm gonna miss you.
I
want you
said
to know
that.
No one's gonna miss me.
I am. I just said I was. That's one person, not the particularly important one, but it's a person.
it's
All
gonna
right,
be
so
different.
what were we talking about? We got distracted.
No,
This is a
actually,
whole
we're just
distra-
like on topic is the thing.
Oh, now
Yeah,
we're on topic?
we just ended up here right now.
Oh.
It's been flowing.
This
so
has
I,
gone
I
in
think
this
we're doing.
direction.
I think we're doing just fine.
We were doing just fine.
Walker,
All right.
what was
so
We
your
are
topic?
doing just fine.
other topics that I had it on my computer and I closed my computer, so I'll start bringing it out. But
What
Too
was
much structure.
what was your
You
like
know.
thing?
So the thing
for-
that I was gonna say that if we didn't have anything to talk about, which clearly we didn't have that problem at all because we just went straight into it. Actually, we never introduced ourselves. Wow.
Well, if the people don't know who we are by now,
Yeah, but maybe
I'm
they have
Walker
trouble
Ford.
recognizing voices.
I'm Malusi Kitchen.
I'm Mike Goose Gosnell.
I am Logan Berrier, and welcome to
There's Jim Walters.
this podcast. There's Jim Walters, the one who notoriously, and by notoriously,
And
man,
Sam
I mentioned him
Walt's in there,
earlier,
too. But
had trouble getting into the
anyway,
thing.
the guy talking. Nope.
The guy talking what?
You are Walker Ford.
I am Walker Ford,
I am Logan Berrier.
I'm Mike Gosnell.
And I'm Malusi Kitchen.
and all the viewers are officially confused as to who everyone is.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we made sure.
I think
that
I have the deepest voice, so you can tell by mine.
I'm Rusty Shackelford.
Rusty Shackelford. Oh, it's just gonna keep winning worse. Okay, so one of the things that I had to talk about, in case we didn't have anything to talk about at all, was streaming, stuff off the internet, like just anything entertainment wise at all, which includes stuff like Netflix, YouTube, all that super happy joy. If you're listening to this podcast, which means it'll be put up on YouTube, so you are partaking in streaming entertainment from the internet at this very moment, unless you're one of those people who rips videos off YouTube into MP3 files, and in other words, you're a dirty criminal. Except,
Sorry, I was sending a Snapchat.
yeah, I just heard myself talk. That was good. All right, so this is a very Mike's phone heavy podcast. Special
it's-
shout out to guest.
Samsung Galaxy S5.
Is that what it
Samsung
is?
Galaxy?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what this
new one.
is.
It's a new one, right? They're coming out with the S6, aren't they?
Logan's taking a Snapchat of me.
So is this all? I'm in that one. Sweet. You better print that one out and frame it. So, I didn't have it. I saved stuff on my computer and then I lost it. So, all right. So, okay. I had a plan and I kind of lost it. So, who streams off? Like, I know for a fact that you stream something because I was there when it happened.
Who is you?
You. I'm pointing at you. I'm
Oh.
pointing. Oh, right.
For
People-
For
the
everyone
viewers-
everybody listening
Yeah.
to us.
We're on the radio. Or
Yeah. I am pointing at Mike right now, and I am saying that I know for a fact that he streams
YouTube.
something.
You know for a fact that everyone streams.
Yes, but I can
in
think of
The
a
year 2015.
specific instance in which I thought would be
I
interesting.
usually go YouTube or Pandora. I'm getting into Spotify now.
Okay,
But,
but like,
that's really
so
it.
less about. I mean, music is a good thing, but it's usually always going to be the same couple things: Pandora, Spotify, all that.
You're talking about like movies and shit.
Yeah. Are you attached to cable still? Like, do you still use cable?
Well, I don't
some
have cable in
people-
my apartment.
You don't have cable. At
So
your apartment.
I'm not going to say where I get how I can watch all New York Rangers games because that would I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Oh.
But no, I watch Super Bowl on NBC Sports streams. I'm very stream heavy when it comes to watching like sporting events. But as far as like TV shows, Hulu.
Life.
I-
My gosh.
I don't have.
That's
Do you have a
so
Hulu
great.
account? Do you pay for it?
I right now am on the free trial free week trial,
Ooh.
and I will be trying to pay for it.
How much is it a month?
It's $7.99, so it's the same as Netflix. But the greatest thing about Hulu is that you can watch pretty much anything. Anything. They have so much more stuff than.
As a wrestling fan, I have the WWE Network, which is just $9.99, but it's the library so expansive that it's worth the money.
Yeah.
I pay for that.
To go back to your question about cable, for me personally, I don't usually watch TV anymore. Like streaming is like how I watch anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Because since we're like comm majors, like I don't have time to go back to my room an hour.
I mean, hell, we've been on campus today for
12 hours.
Probably combined 12 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
More.
Pretty much.
Like I'm on campus 12 hours a day, almost.
I mean, I'm always on campus because I live here, but I don't.
Well, do it.
Thanks.
Yeah. My TV, quotation marks, in my room is just a computer monitor that I just hook my Xbox up to, so I don't have the capability to even plug in like the wall cable into it.
That's a big ass computer monitor. I thought that was a TV.
No, it's a big computer monitor because I use it for everything.
Oh, okay, so it is
But
a TV.
Even at home, where I have the capability, where we have like at home, my parents have like Verizon and all that. I don't even use it. Like they got rid of my box from my room because even when I came back from school freshman year, and I kind of got acquainted to not having access to the cable stuff that I would usually watch. And that was just kind of, I barely watched it to begin with because I'd always watch Netflix. So it was just kind of like the final nail in the coffin that was cable television for me. So the box is just out of my room there, and I don't use it at all because everything I watch comes from YouTube. I've completely cut the cord, so to say, and I'm all online streaming sort of stuff.
No, totally agree.
My problem with Hulu now is I use it as a premium member at a time when if you paid for an account, then you didn't have commercials during shows.
Really?
And now you do, even if you
commercials.
pay for it.
Their ads, sometimes I go on when I'm doing my free trial, sometimes they have ads and like sometimes it'll be like, 1 out of 4 ads. But sometimes it'll just be like 105 seconds. And I'm just like, all right, now I switch to a different tab and go to YouTube and wait for the I'm like, oh my gosh, are we
You
really
wait
serious?
for like
the Heineken light commercial.
Pale
I'm
commercial.
like, and then sometimes, this is the part that really gets me going. They'll ask like, which commercial do you want to watch? None of them. Like, let's just get to the. Let's kind of get.
You know
to
what
the show?
Hulu commercial I hate? The goddamn KFC commercial.
Really?
I hate that. I hate the nice bouncy little music.
Oh really?
I hate it. I just want to watch whatever I want to watch. Get away from me.
I hate the Hulu commercial that they show for themselves with the guy who talks about WWE on Hulu because he calls it Hulu. Not
Hulu.
He pronounces it Hulu.
Oh my goodness.
I can watch it on Hulu. He finishes it with like, don't get it confused. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a WWE fan.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
cool.
shut up.
Oh my.
But since you bring up the sports thing, and I figured this is why I thought this was a good thing to talk about, because you two are sportsy people.
Yes.
Logan, I don't know if you are.
We run the sports department here.
Yeah, so I know for a fact that you guys like sports and you watch sports and do all that. Logan, do you watch sports a lot?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. So I have like little to no interest. So how do you, if you were, okay, so do you stream a lot of sports online? And how do you do that? And like, is that better than turning into the TV?
I'd incriminate myself if I say because that's
Well, okay, so the stuff that you do, because I remember when the Super Bowl was happening, I remember you said on
I don't have cable.
Yeah, you said
Then
on
I
Twitter
forgot.
that you didn't have a way to watch it. And I found the stream online that you could watch the Super Bowl, and I sent it to you. So that's like the future.
That was your tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I guess I still think strongly about that.
No, it's I watch hockey games through very sketchy streams.
No. But is there like an actual way to watch them, or is that really your only option?
If I want to pay for NHL Game Center or
Oh.
their services, but their services are really expensive.
How much is NHL?
Oof, hundred for
Oh.
a whole season. You get $150.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. I don't know the exact figure. I'm probably way off, but why do that when I can illegally stream something?
So is that kind of the same?
Which I don't do a whole lot.
Just for those.
Ish.
But is that sort of the same thing as like the? I remember DirecTV had like a service where, I think it was DirecTV, where they had a service where instead of buying like all the cable channels, like all those channels, I guess it's not cable, it's satellite, all the channels that you're probably not going to use,
Yeah.
you could just get like NFL and like sports and all that.
For
and
a
it'd be,
fee.
yeah, so that you could just, so instead of buying all that, you just get that. It was like it was
I'm
an
not sure
alternative.
your question. What do you? I'm not talking about TV. I'm talking about like I stream my.
No, I mean like is NHL sort of the same thing? Like is
No.
it treating it like no?
They have their own network on cable. It's the NHL network, but it's
Oh.
you get to pay for it.
Oh, that's really expensive for just like. Do they
Yeah.
like? Do they get a lot? Do a lot of people use that?
Probably.
Yeah, a lot of people use it. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
MLB has their own thing. and NBA has.
They're
their
not
own
going
thing.
broke anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Is it like the sort of thing where it's like the only reason people do use it is because it's kind of the only option?
Well, if you're living in, let's say you're living in Tampa Bay, Florida, and you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you can buy what the NFL has, and if you're not a Buccaneers fan, you can watch a Dallas Cowboys game instead by using the NFL's services. Same thing for NHL, NBA, and MLB. I mean, if you're a fan of one team but you live in a different city, you don't have to watch that team. You can watch.
Oh yeah, because I didn't even think about that. Because on TV you don't always get like every
Blackout
game.
rules.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh. Well, all right. Is someone out there?
TV
No.
people.
TV.
Yeah,
okay.
generation gap.
There's
Just
there's
being fierce.
noisy,
Yep,
noisy
generation gap.
people. So, I guess the NHL ticket thing would be the sort of thing like if you really need that, you'd be willing to shell out that amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really
Yeah.
dedicated. But
Yeah,
I'm dedicated too, but it's...
But the
I'm in
the
college,
difference
so I'm
is
not
that
gonna pay
you're
for
in
Like
college.
when people have time to sit down and watch like whatever sport it is, streaming, like it's difficult, and you better make sure you're getting your money's worth for it because it's, to me, like I said, like what Goose was saying, if you can't watch it every day, then I feel like you're wasting your money. Like if you watch because for baseball there's like multiple games a day, so like unless you're an avid baseball fan,
all you do.
then all you do is gonna watch but most people don't have the time to do that.
That's why because I heard things about the mysterious corporate workplace where multiple monitors is this thing that has always existed but has caught on in a different sense recently. And I not that I have any experience with the corporate workplace at all, but they have monitors that are completely dedicated to just either putting on like shows, football things, just like streams of something going on all day, and they just keep that monitor just constantly runs that.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
so that's what
Yeah.
I was like. You said like avid person, like
Yeah.
that's probably like the sort of thing that they would have. They would just constantly have this, so
Yeah.
it's kind of just always seeping in while they're doing all the work.
And I'll still watch cable from time to time. Like this past Monday, I watched the national championship game on television, and that's only because I had time. I was gonna make time to watch it because I wanted to watch
Like
it.
the only time here that I'll watch TV is when I go to like Jimmy's to watch a game.
Oh yeah.
I'll go to the bars to watch a game. If you go to a buddy's house to watch.
I remember over
But-
the summer, I did work for my local school district in the IT department, and it was during the World Cup. So we could go on ESPN and watch the U.S. games, which were pretty much always during our workday, throw them up in one of the classrooms on the smart projector for however long the duration of the game went. It was nice that we could do that.
I can't remember going to like when that was going on anywhere, and there just wasn't like soccer going on.
Dude,
At no other point, and like that would I ever think that soccer would be the thing that is on every TV.
It'll never be like
in
that. ever.
America.
It's not going to be popular here. It's not.
So what happened this year? What made it like such a?
The U.S. did really well this year.
Yeah.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
And even despite that, the fans don't care. They don't care.
right.
Well, I watched people
Here-
like
I guess here in America, people don't care about soccer, but I don't know from personal experience, but trust me, soccer is the world sport. Like, it is one of the easiest sports to play. You need a ball, teams, and then you can make goals out of.
You know why America doesn't like it? Because it's not their sport.
America's
If I know
so
America,
weird.
and I hate sounding this jingoistic, but
What a word.
we want something to be ours all the time, and it's not.
Is that
ours.
why we never adopted cricket?
Probably just
Yeah.
because cricket sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we're British soccer. We're British soccer fan junior. We echo what they do over in England. when we don't have our own traditions here.
We have like novelty bars where people go and like put on their soccer scarves and go to watch their
That's
soccer
not
games.
like a novelty thing.
No.
That's for the people who do like it.
We don't
Yeah,
have
I
our own
know.
American soccer traditions.
That's not novelty
But
like
it's-
going
it's-
to Disney.
It's just
Yeah.
like because my favorite restaurant in Pittsburgh is right next to a like English pub quotation marks, and I have no doubt
That's
that
just
it's
a gimmick.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
there are
it's,
like authentic like.
Yeah,
That's-
but
that's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
it
It's
Okay,
more
started
but
by like
that's
an
like
English
calling
guy.
the Coney an authentic Irish pub. It's
Yeah.
not.
well, it's like
Well, yeah.
and whenever
But I'm
there's like
saying
a
there
soccer
are,
game
like,
on,
stuff
you see
here.
those people come in, they dress up in like the most like quintessentially like stereotypically English way. Only as I'm seeing from the window of the joint that I'm getting fish.
They're not doing it for just like, hey, what do you want to do tonight? Let's dress weird and go to the pub down the street and watch soccer. It's like these are people who enjoy the European soccer league, and it's like people getting dressed up in football jerseys and going to sports bars to watch games. Like
Good point.
they
Yep.
get dressed up for their team and they go to the local place that's showing the event and get drunk watching it.
I mean, I know it's I'm probably sounding like very what is the term? I'm judgmental of these people, but it's just like it's like
I laugh at the people. Like I know we covered soccer in the Big Hit, which lasted a fucking forever. That was like a 30-minute thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
And I laughed, and I was pissed off because that's just ridiculous for that, because no one gives a flying fuck about it.
wow.
But
Tell us how you really feel.
let's call it like it is. No one cares.
I mean, I was excited for the World Cup.
Who? But are you? Did your excitement level carry over from after the World Cup?
No, because
No.
but
No,
that-
okay.
no, hold on.
Okay.
But that's because I'm not an avid soccer fan. I didn't grow up watching soccer. I never could follow it.
Just like a very small percentage, a very large percentage, I should say, of America is.
But that doesn't mean I can't.
You have
get
your
into it.
95% that don't give a damn, and you have that 5% which are filling up the soccer stadiums in the United States.
That's kind of what I was trying to get at. Is like, and I went about it saying it the wrong way. Is that like there are like soccer people and like they do that whole thing. They do all that the soccer thing, but it's just like such a constant. I mean,
that soccer thing.
whatever.
you
Whatever.
know.
Best thing they do.
They do that. They do the soccer stuff, and it's just such
Hey,
a
man, it's that Wednesday.
concentrated.
You know what time it is? It's soccer thing.
It's such a concentrated like
Oh, wow.
weird like it's not weird. It's just like weird to see like maybe it was where I was seeing these people like walk through to get to that bar because it's the south side of Pittsburgh and it's such a weird place full of just drunken people and a
I
lot of
also
bars.
think it's like a different. It's a different. You don't expect to see people like that when
Yeah.
you're down like in that area.
and there
I
is like a
assume,
soccer
right?
field there and there's like a Pittsburgh
Yeah.
soccer team. And I
Okay.
know my parents are into the soccer. They're into the soccer.
The reason it seems strange to you, I'm sure, is because how little you see it. If you saw the same types of people, but going to watch like a baseball game in a bar somewhere, and they were all dressed up in baseball gear, you wouldn't give a second thought about it because
Yeah.
it's baseball.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, people
I mean-
dress up for
Absolutely.
baseball.
I'm still going about it wrong. I'm trying to say it's a cool thing that there are people who like soccer here. It's
Oh,
just
no,
like
it is-
such
it's a cool thing,
little
but-
thing now. But it's like
It's never going to be popular. It's never going to be. It's going to be a fad. That's what it is. It's gonna
I
be a
don't
fad.
agree with it. I don't think it's a fad.
No.
I really do. I honestly believe personally that there are people out here in the U.S. that love soccer.
there's always
Okay.
going to be that like
Yeah.
little
It's
tiny
a- it's a
pocket
small-
I
of
said
people.
that. Then the 5% of Americans that actually give a damn about it.
I think we wouldn't see it necessarily in our lifetime, but as 50, 60, 70 years down the road and immigrants from the rest of the world keep coming to the U.S., all the other countries of the world
I'll
that
be
are
dead by
invested
then.
in soccer.
50,
I said we
60
won't see
years
it.
from now?
We won't see it.
60.
We maybe won't see it in our
We'll be
lifetime.
in our 80s if we live that long.
But
Yeah,
there
we're gonna
will
live
be
that
a
long.
point that it's what it
I
is to the
highly
rest
doubt
of the
it.
world.
But
I mean, hockey's is hockey just a North American thing, or is that
it's a North American thing.
It is?
I think
Okay.
It's popular in the United States.
at least it's not just in a like I don't know. Like hockey's okay
I
because
feel
it's
like a lot of America, it's four sports. It's hockey, baseball, basketball, and I'm missing
Probably
and
football.
football.
How'd you
Football.
miss that one?
Yeah.
I don't
How?
know. I don't know, but it was on the tip of my tongue. But like all the like what we can. I'm not going to call them like second rate sports, but all the sports we consider that America considers second rate, rugby, soccer, like those are like. I don't think. I think they have the potential to be somewhat big, but it's just going to be like you said. I think it'll be like 50, 60 years down the road, like when people because it takes time. It takes time. So
I think we should just take a moment to appreciate that in light of all sports that none of them are more ridiculously and just overtly American than football.
Not even baseball is anymore.
With the
Baseball's
football
been
is,
slacking like for the last 25 years.
I hate baseball. Hate it.
I don't really
absolutely hate it.
I don't really know anything about Pittsburgh or not Pittsburgh. Anything about baseball because I live in Pittsburgh.
I live in Pittsburgh, but I don't.
We don't really have
know it.
like a baseball team that does anything.
Well, they're actually getting very good.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean I just like it's always been like a given throughout most of my
Baseball's too
time while I've been
boring
aware of
for me.
things that the Pirates haven't been
Football
It doesn't move fast enough for me. Baseball
Football
is so boring.
is the epitome. You get about 5 minutes of viewing of like 300-pound guys hitting each other. Then it goes to about 10 minutes of commercials.
Oh god.
Then it comes back for more gameplay.
Welcome to America.
good. America.
F yeah.
I think I read that England's trying to get a football team that would be
I hope not.
part,
I
of,
heard
the,
about
part
that.
of the NFL.
Oh man.
Like how would that
And that might be true because they have definitely started to play more games over in like England during the season.
Because-
Remember that? I think it was the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it
played
was.
this past season.
Because how you describe soccer fans in America is there's the same of American football fans in England.
Yeah.
Who, like you said, would look like a bunch of weirdos walking down the street in like Ravens jerseys. But it's really, really, really growing over there. And London was talking about getting a team for the NFL.
How would that even?
yeah.
How would that even work?
They're
'Cause
4 hours ahead of us.
But you'd have to
which-
fly halfway across the world.
Or 5 hours ahead of us. Yeah.
isn't that the reason Hawaii doesn't have an NFL team?
They're like 4 hours behind us.
Yeah. So what,
Everybody goes by Eastern Standard Time.
really? I thought it was.
I thought the world was in like different time zones.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
as far I mean here.
Oh, okay.
Everything revolves around the East schedule because why do you think games on the West Coast like and big playoff games start earlier here? Because that's where the money is. New York City, the major cities are here.
And there's major cities on the West Coast. Yeah.
Oh, the NFL offices are in New York, so I don't.
Oh, that probably.
ESPN's in New York.
But yeah,
yes.
I know what you're saying. Game schedules are based around
The
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
So, which puts other countries ahead or behind us in time.
Why do
Like-
you think there's no NFL game that starts like on Sunday? All majority of the games are early because it's in the
Never
schedule.
thought about that actually.
The schedule's
Most games I see they start they either start like at 1.
Yeah,
or they'll
like
do,
the
like-
Steelers. Let's say the Steelers go to Oakland and it starts at 1 o'clock here. That's a morning football game there. That's at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I was
Sorry,
because
Raiders.
you started talking about like I kind of tuned out there for a second, so I don't hear anything you said for the past like minute or so.
That's great.
Yeah, sorry. You said something about like they go by like the Eastern time because like New York and stuff, and I just like I thought like I remembered seeing like an infographic because I love infographics that showed like the
Hey, look, an infograph.
the La bar graph.
Digital style.
There was a one that showed like the population density of like the cities in America, and like New York had like this ridiculous like amount like above everything else.
There's more televisions in New York than there are in the other major cities.
I don't
New
know
York
how to
has so
look for
much
it though.
You just walk down a couple blocks of New York, and you'll see so much culture within like 5.
Oh yeah,
less than 5
I love
minutes.
New York City.
New York City. I've personally been able to go to New York at least a good 4 or 5 times.
Me too.
And it is one of the most beautiful cities. I love the tall buildings. Don't necessarily like the people or the traffic, but that's something you get used to because, when you get stuck in 4-hour traffic trying to go across a bridge, I mean, what can you do? Nothing.
So I have a list on Wikipedia of the most like densely populated areas in the United States, and the first 8 ones are New York City areas, and then there's a Los Angeles place, and then there's 2 more New York cities. So
Yep.
I don't remember what the picture was that I saw, but it had like
I mean, I trust you that it was population heavy.
yeah, but I don't know. I guess I knew New York was big, but I just never realized because
big?
America's like a weirdly laid out
oddly
sort
shaped.
of thing
Oddly shaped, yeah.
where
Yeah.
all
So
like
is Canada.
all the East
because it's like
Coast-
gigantic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because like all the East Coast, you think about it, like all the East Coast cities, we're pretty close. Like
Yeah.
you go up to like New York, Maine, and stuff
Philly.
like that. Yeah, like we're all in pretty close.
They had to be because
Yeah.
we were the originally settled area
Yeah.
that you didn't want to ride 3 weeks on horse to get to the next city.
But even like that way, when like thinking here, like just going to Pittsburgh, you're just like, oh, it's a big city with quotation marks because Pittsburgh's not exactly the biggest city ever. But you go more than like an hour out, and there's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And that's like the entire country. It's like, but like other places for like in England and all that stuff, everything's kind of closer because it's a much smaller place and there's been there for a lot longer. I remember the thing that kind of put it into perspective. I keep using quotation marks tonight.
Everyone knows. You don't have to tell us.
Yeah. The thing that said was some like German kids were went on like a what it was exchange sort of thing, and they were here, and to them they said, let's go down to Disney for the weekend. But they were all the way up in New York because to them Disney was like an hour, maybe 2 away
Euro
because
Disney.
it's like in Paris, right? Isn't that
Euro
where it is?
Disney, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
Well, Germany's
and it wasn't. It
depends
was
on where they are in Germany.
Yeah.
well, either way, Germany's much closer to, I think, than it's pretty close. They were close enough, but that's the sort of thing you can think in like European countries that just doesn't work, and this weird place in North America that is the United States that is absolutely the weirdest thing ever.
That's,
Yeah.
It's nothing weird about it, though. It's
There-
just
the United States.
this is the size that the land was, and we settled it.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
But why? I mean,
It's not weird.
it's all there, but it's just like
America's a weird fucking place, though.
it is though. Like everything,
Sure
like
is.
everything about it. I just think it's weird that it's
government-
how spaced out it is. It's like you can throw a dart and you're probably not going to hit something.
I don't know. If I throw a dart in here, I'd probably hit you in the face.
You'd probably hit me in the face, but then we're also in like
And confined space.
where
Yeah, we
there's
can't move anywhere.
there's just like a 2-person room when we have 4 people in here.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about the logistics of why it would be that way. You don't really settle areas in the middle of a country that are landlocked and
Why,
don't
why
have
are we
access
talking
to
about
water
geography?
trade.
I don't
Because
know.
we were talking about Eastern
Time
Standard
zones,
Time
yeah.
in football.
I don't know. People inhabited Kansas and
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Not by choice. That's just where their wagons.
Oklahoma.
That's just why
So,
their
like-
wagons broke down and
There you go.
they were just stuck.
Completely legitimate question. Why do people live in like the tornado alley? Like why?
Because it's super cheap to live there.
Yeah.
Probably because you have to
Insurance
have that
has to
money
be
to
a
be
bitch.
able to
Yeah.
afford to
Probably.
build your house again when it gets torn up by a tornado.
That's what tornado insurance is for.
Why would you live? Just don't live there.
Because
I agree with you. It's
It's-
stupid. That's like living on the beach in Florida during hurricane season.
Yeah, but like at least
Get some
they have.
styrofoam furniture or something you can spray off.
I mean, sometimes you can't help where you live. It's not like people just up and move and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna live in LA now, or like
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
go to
live in this
Pittsburgh
place.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing is, it's
Like,
not
so-
like there isn't room on the East Coast.
I don't know. We have a lot of our population's getting.
I don't know.
But they're all in the same places. Like,
they're just happy there. Just leave them in the middle
Well,
of the country.
why don't they move to Alaska where they pay you to live there?
dude, yeah, that was in like the Simpsons movie where they go into
That's 100% legit though.
Is it really? Did it just like hand you like $100 in cash?
No, you,
Okay.
you get like
So it's
tax
like
breaks.
99% legit.
You get tax breaks for
Okay.
living there.
I'm gonna move to Canada then, or Alaska then.
I want to move to Canada.
I'm not
'cause
going to
I-
Alaska actually. Isn't there? Are polar bears there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't want to move to Canada.
Canada you get free health care. So
Yeah, well,
The hell?
you also have harsher laws. So, America.
harsher laws for what? Nothing goes on in Canada.
Dude, I've watched a
That's why they're
documentary
harsh.
about Canada's prisons. It's rough. It is rough.
Well, shouldn't prisons be rough?
No, I mean I'm talking about rough as in like it looked dirty and like unsanitary.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's
point.
prisons are like the Swiss prisons. Did you
No,
ever
I
see
know
those?
they're not like. Yeah, I'm talking about. The prisons over there in Canada look like. They look like castles from like the 1400s where people just get locked up and thrown away forever.
I know what prisons you're talking about, but that's just like one prison out of.
Oh, I know. I'm saying.
It's Kingston Pen. They don't even. That's not even in function anymore.
Oh well.
See, I
Do you know
I'm
which
a
one he's
Canada
talking about?
aficionado. Kingston Penitentiary. Yeah, it's in Kingston, Ontario.
Oh.
I'm a Canada aficionado.
Why is it so bad? What are their normal Canadian prisons like then?
They're like American prisons.
Prison.
They're prison.
All right, well, you were like defending it. You were saying like that's not a fair. Like,
All I'm saying is, yeah.
No, I was saying harsher laws, and I counted with nothing ever goes on in Canada. I mean, they're people do kill each other. They do have drugs.
yeah, I mean, there's drugs going across the borders, so that's a thing.
Not as much as from Canada to the United States as from Mexico to the United States. All right. Would you rather be incarcerated in Mexico or in Canada?
Canada.
I'd rather just be dead.
Or
Yeah,
can I? Is there
I'd
like an
rather- I agree with
Is there an
Logan.
option just not to go to jail?
I think they're both
No,
pretty bad.
in this, there's no ways. Okay, you got arrested and you're going to jail. Would you rather go to a Tijuana jail or a Toronto jail?
Well, It'll be.
How long? Am I talking like life?
A week.
Okay.
A week.
I'd go to Canada.
A week I'd do Canada. If it was like a life
All right,
sentence,
5
I'd
months. 5 months.
I'd do Mexico.
I'd
Why
probably
would
do
you
Canada.
do Mexico?
Because if I was already spending 5 months of my life in jail, I just wouldn't care anymore.
I can give you one major reason why I would pick Canada over Mexico.
Why?
The bugs.
They have bugs everywhere.
Bugs get bigger the further closer to the equator you get.
Oh yeah, they do.
They absolutely
Cockroaches
do.
in Florida? Oh my god. Spiders in Florida?
If I'm going to be locked in a cell
Snakes.
with a bug, I would rather be locked in a cell with a Canadian bug that is reasonable and maybe like at the most this big or something like that than a giant tarantula or cockroach in Mexico. And that is my reason why I would pick Canada over Mexico.
Canada's very beautiful. I've only been to Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but
I've been to Niagara
I've
Falls.
never been out the country, so
you should. America's not the greatest country on earth.
Yeah.
I never. I definitely don't believe that.
It's
but-
not like it's cheap to just go
I've been to
anywhere.
Mexico and Canada.
I've never been to Mexico. I don't really
Mexico's
want to go to
awful.
Mexico, honestly. I don't really
I don't
want to
really
go
wanna
anywhere
go,
tropical.
yeah.
Depends on where you go to Mexico.
Yeah,
I
I
just
went
don't
to a
wanna-
nice place in Mexico.
Mexico. Okay, Mexico is really, really nice, but you have to go to the right places. But
Not even Acapulco's not good anymore.
yeah, I mean, with the
Cancun, Cozumel.
with the whole drug war and stuff going on down there, and like it's getting pretty bad.
It's not even that for me. I just don't want to go anywhere closer to
The
the
bugs,
equator.
man. The
That's
bugs.
exactly what I
Bugs.
said. There's
The
bugs
bugs,
there.
man.
There's
The-
bugs
The
everywhere.
spiders are huge down there, all right? They're too big for me here, but they're still much smaller than they are there.
They're too big for me.
Like, I went to
Oh
Myrtle
my
Beach,
gosh.
and there was just those cockroaches just everywhere. The palm bugs, the palm beetles, or whatever they're called. They would just
That's
go,
not cockroaches.
well, they look like cockroaches. They
Yeah.
just go everywhere. They're
I was gonna say, if
everywhere.
you saw cockroaches, then you better get GTFO of that place, dude, because
That's not Myrtle Beach's fault. That's the fault of wherever you were staying.
No,
Oh,
they just
thanks,
like they
Mother
scuttle
Nature.
across the sand.
You've been a real help today.
There's just too many big bugs
I've never
down
been to
there.
the beach before in my life. I will say that though.
Really?
Nope.
Really? You're not really missing anything. The beach sucks.
I'm not a big swimmer.
Why? Are there bugs there?
No, because like it's just. I mean,
Well, you
it's-
don't have to swim,
it's
but it's
hot,
just like
and there's, like,
have you ever
sand
been
everywhere?
To, like a beach, they have boardwalks, they have like
No.
carnival rides.
I've never
and
been
stuff.
to AC. I've never been to OC, OBX, Myrtle Beach.
Really?
You know
Wow.
what OBX is?
I don't know what OBX is.
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks.
Was it
Oh,
just
no,
like?
I've never been there, but I've been to Myrtle Beach and I've been to Ocean City.
Nah, I've been to South Carolina, but not.
Not to the beach.
Not to
though.
the beach.
Okay.
Was that something you actively tried to do, or is it just like?
No, so this has never been in the plans.
Huh.
I have no desire. Just like I have no desire to go to Disney World.
Which one?
Oh yeah,
Either.
no, that's
don't care.
awful. Never go. I went twice, and it was terrible both times.
There were bugs.
There are bugs there.
There were
so
not bugs
big,
though. They
'cause
did
we're
have like
closer
these
to the
lizards
equator.
in Florida though, so
I
that
have
was
been
cool.
on 4 cruises though.
That sounds.
Very,
I don't want to be on a cruise.
very good. I
Yeah,
like
I'm
it.
not feeling the whole Titanic vibe. Every time I get on that thing,
Dude,
I
the odds of you sinking are so little.
But see, here's the thing. I don't
There's
like.
always that fluke accident that could happen, and it just like
Just get to
oh,
a lifeboat. Just get to a lifeboat. You won't have any trouble.
that's what they tried to do on the Titanic, but look what
they didn't have
happened.
enough. They have enough now.
Oh yeah, sure they do.
I just don't
They
like the
always
water,
say-
man.
Huh?
There's always
I don't like
that
the
one
water.
bum
Don't
that doesn't
look
do
down.
their job right, and it ends up costing people lives.
I'm
I'm
also
still here
hungry
after
now.
four damn cruises. So
Well,
Like, there's those
You caught a
things
lucky
too that you
break.
hear, but like, people disappear on cruises because people just like fall off the side of the boats.
when they're drunk,
Yeah, but that's just like, what if they weren't drunk? What if they just like tripped and fell
People
over the
disappear
side?
everywhere, though.
Yeah,
this
but-
is like the walker phobia
Yeah.
show.
I
There's
I
been
don't want
water
to
and
disappear in the
bugs
water
and
because if you
disappearing.
fall off that
Podcast
boat,
phobia.
if you fall off that boat, you're just in the water, like in the
Don't
middle of the
podcast me,
ocean.
I'm
There's
scared.
nothing around you except everything that could be beneath you. And
I have a
you
submission
can't
for
see
the
it.
title for the name of this podcast.
What is it?
Don't podcast, I'm scared.
Don't podcast, I'm scared. Do we want to call it that? I don't think we.
Is that a parody of
Probably could.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? Can we get away with that?
I don't know. I
It's a
mean,
parody.
we'd have to consult our computery guy.
I'm pretty hungry now, so.
Now you're hungry.
I feel like we should
Do you
start
want
wrapping
4
this
quarters?
up, though.
Do you want 4 quarters? Because I don't have any for you guys. I don't have any 4 quarters for you. Yeah.
Or so you're hungry? Do you want to be done? Is that what you're
The
implying?
I'm Hungry podcast.
The I'm Hungry podcast.
Don't podcast.
I mean,
just like-
I've been starving for like the last hour, but nobody. It's not my business though. It's not,
No,
my,
it's not my
business.
business.
It's none of my business.
You need some quarters though.
I know I had support though. It's like 70. It's like 75% of the room now though. We overpower Walker that we could end this.
Hey, I actually ate before I came here, so
I was
Lucky
doing,
you.
I was doing work,
Monster.
and then I had to come here.
oh.
So no, it's cool because I wanted to do this. So
Yeah.
I don't have.
We'll have you back on it again sometime.
Are we gonna
But
blow it up?
are we piecing?
Yeah, do you want a piece?
Can we?
Final comments?
Yeah. Because Steve on the WIUP podcast, Steve does the song of the week thing. What do we do?
I will be eternally grateful if you get me food.
I would be eternally grateful if I get me food, but we'd have to end this podcast.
There you go. No, it's I had fun. I think I actually enjoy this a lot.
No,
I'm
this
sure-
is
talking
cool.
about life.
I'm sure as we go along, it'll become less scatterbrained and
No, I
or
think
more
this works,
scatterbrained
though.
as
More scatterbrain, less structure.
All right. Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning into the first episode of
you.
whatever this is going to be called. And on that note, maybe we'll see you again. Maybe you'll never even see this one. We'll find out. So again,
Thank
listen
you.
to it. Yep.
The
See you later.
IUP Trapcast.
Don't podcast, I'm scared.
All right. That's it. Goodbye, everyone.
Can I get 4 quarters?